Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Rek. I'm the Director of Data Science. And with me, I got Howard Chu, our Head of Data Platform. So today, really, what we are trying to present is our story of Element going on 10 months of journey with Dataiku. And we say the team is on path to modernization. Just to set the bar, we are talking about our traditional stack, which is SQL Server itself. We got SSIS, and we got SSAS, right? Pretty much there. So that's our level. So, but before our journey, right? Before we talk about our journey, we'd like you to understand a little bit what we do as Element. So we are Element. We are actually a material testing company. So testing, inspection, and certification is what we do. So when you get on a plane on holiday or business, you take your hand luggage, you put on the overhead baggage. We do the testing of that baggage. We call the shaker. We literally shake it until the latch opens up. So when you hear the pilots on the control systems, we do the testing for the control system as well. And that's also part of our certifications businesses. So as the plane kind of takes off, we do something called a bird strike test. So we shoot chicken into the turbine engine. But
they're not alive. Okay.
They're not alive, yes. Definitely not alive. But we got nuggets out from it. So again, just on Element, right? We, I think 18 years ago when we first joined the company, we were about 16 labs, about 250.
500 people at most.
About there. But now we're about 270 labs with 9,000 employees. And a lot of this growth is through acquisition, literally just buying companies. So last year we got acquisition of 8 companies in total. And I just heard news last week that we bought another one this year. So why we say that is a little bit of backstory here, because it very much affects our data landscape. To give you some context, right? We have a team of 9 of us. So this is really good because when we talk about our salary increase, it's 9,000 to 9, right? So it's like one person servicing 1,000 people. Great for us. We got 270 labs. Again, like I said before, 43 different industry, all from high-tech, aerospace, like I talked about, to popcorn testing. So we literally just put popcorns in the microwave and pop it, and we count. Very, very kind of different industry. We inherit about 16 enterprise systems. So these are all the ERP, CRMs, the reporting systems across everywhere. And one of these systems that is really important in our business is called the Laboratory Information System. There are 45 different types, all shapes and sizes. We are talking about Access database. We're talking about SQL database. We're talking about any kind of database that we never heard of.
An Excel database as well.
An Excel database as well, exactly. So from there, we got more than 130 different sources of data sources. So again, we are not big, but we are very wide in terms of data. And we haven't even touched on our equipments yet. So equipments are where our gold mine is. We haven't really mined the data yet.
Yeah.
That's where our landscape.
Part of our process to modernization.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is us on a daily basis, right? It's almost like in multiverse. We are always getting multiple requests. Can I get this done today? Can I get it done as soon as possible? Data access is a problem. How we get requests all the time. Too many different sources. You have to really understand what they are, right? Then one size doesn't really fit all, really. I mean, because of the different industry. And there are many internal tools as well. So sometimes we hear people buying ClickView, we got Power BI, we have, I don't know, Board.
We checked out Tableau as well.
Tableau as well, yeah.
Many other reporting tools out there that we weren't too sure about what we should go in. Ultimately, it comes down to like costs.
Yeah, exactly. So this is really our challenge in Element. But before I go into how Dataiku can help us, I also want Howard to just talk about our experience with Dataiku for the last 10 months.
Yes, we purchased it sometime in January, and we start the whole onboarding process. But just a little quote from one of our colleagues who actually is part of the commercial team. So we onboarded him recently, and this is what he had to say. He said that Dataiku was really intuitive for me. The graphical interface made it really easy to use, and the fact that the data team had already built a lot of the connections through to SQL data sources meant that it was straightforward for me to start building something. So it was like out of the box. He says, hey, here it is. I got all the data around that I needed, and he just started building, because this person was also good at Power BI and Excel. So for him, it was like just go back to the next step, and that's it. He's there.
But the real credit is to Howard, because he brings all the data together. That's what it is, really.
Yes.
So what's good with Dataiku?
Yeah, so what I want to stress today is that Dataiku, they helped us onboard it, and they had a really great team. So I can't stress enough how much support we got from them. The support team, they even helped us, through everything. It was like we had like a personal hotline to them, and we can call them anytime they want, and they were there for us. And in fact, they even, forced us to have like a weekly meeting out of our business. Okay, come on, let's see where you're at with Dataiku, all the time, badgering us. And eventually, we got through. But, it was a really great support team. So I can't stress that enough. And there's a couple of other things that we also noticed about the product. I was just talking with I forget her name, in the last session. She says that, these latest new features, they're only available maybe in the latest version. But when we set up Dataiku, they have a product called, they use a Fleet Manager, and that actually helps to perform all the upgrades seamlessly. You just click on the drop-down, reprovision it, and there you go, bang, latest version. You don't have to worry anything about it, because it's all provisioned by the system. So so the user interface is very intuitive, and all the analysts, they just love it. So you have any analyst or anyone who knows how to use Excel, get them on it, and they'll love it. And the other great thing about it is that it's a common data access and platform, like everyone else was talking about. They keep stressing how that it's just one system for everything. You don't have to fiddle around with any other tools out there or download or install. It's all just in one place. So that's really good.
Cool. What's unexpected?
So there was a lot of things that came unexpected. Like I know that Dataiku told us to do a few things, but one of the things that was unexpected is that there was a lot of preparation that needed to be happening. And I guess that depends really on the company. But in our company, as a large organization where it's like 9,000 people, you have to get anything you want to do. You have to go through a change request. So in our department, we say, we need to add a new system, like add SSO to it. Single sign-on. So we had to, get in contact with infrastructure. They put a support request, and then, it goes on and on. A lot of red tape. So just make sure you get, your preparation, in place first. So and also the performance I found is affected by where the data is located. So a lot of times in the system, you have like working folders when we were setting up. So if your data is in a blob storage, and you write it to like a SQL, expect that there will be a delay. And it also gets affected in which region you are, because we were having like an East US region, and then we had West Europe. So where your region is located also affects the performance. So these are kind of things that we kind of like didn't know until after. And then I also got like error messages. I found that what's happening? How come it's not I'm getting a lot of error messages? Because Dataiku also writes quite a lot to the system. So I had to upgrade the drives and put it to premium disk, and then that got rid of all the errors that came about.
I think that leads to the cost aspect.
Yes. So the costs. So part of the system, it uses the Kubernetes, which really helps, and also use the virtual machines. So we had to like set up a plan with Microsoft to say, okay, we're gonna have these VMs, running for like, 3 years on, so let's make up a plan. And then it was like a prepaid plan with Microsoft, and that helped lower our costs as well. So that was a good thing that happens.
Cool.
Okay, so what we also learned is that one of the key things that we set up to do at the beginning was we told people that if they want to use, a great system like what we have with Dataiku, we first, gave them little tidbits of what it could do, got them, on board. But in order for them to truly be able to use the system, they had to go through and get their first certification from Dataiku. So the academy is a great place to actually learn and to onboard people, because we told them if you want to use it, at least get the first certification, so that way, you can at least understand more, because there's only so much we could teach them one-on-one, and we might miss things, but the academy actually helps, and it enabled and empowered people to figure out how to do things that we wouldn't have told them. So that was a great thing, and we also learned that you have to write and limit it and keep it simple. So at the beginning, when we were using Dataiku, we found out there was so many places. They give you so many options. Oh, you could write to SQL, you could write to blob storage, you could write to anywhere else. But if you give people too many choices, all the people would mess things up by not conforming to certain standards. So the good thing is that we told them that, just write to this one location, one blob storage and one SQL. That's it. That's more than anyone can handle. They just have to have 2 locations in mind, and that's it. They're done. So, and we also changed a few things. Like we had, database schema per project, even though you don't have to have that. But we thought it kept things more simple, and it also kept things more secure. So if you want to secure your data sets, you could leave it to that.
I think that one is more about our OCD. So we like things to be clean, right?
Yes.
So that's why we kind of do that. Yeah.
It's also good for security as well.
Yeah.
And like I was saying before, upgrading Dataiku is very simple, but the upgrading Fleet Manager, well, that's another story. I'm still trying to get that to work.
Yeah. So hopefully that's the learning that we took on for the last 10 months. So what's now? What are we doing right now? I think what's in the pipeline and what's coming soon? So it's very much like what the speakers has been talking about this morning, right? We are talking about data community. So we are trying to build a data community within Element. So 9 of us servicing 9,000, it's not going to work. So we are reaching out to analysts and say, hey, you know what? We got a great tool. Let's come together. Let's bring our heads together. Let's see what we can do with data, which leads to kind of citizen developer. I think the SLB case study is fantastic. We like the onboarding. We need to bring our onboarding to the next level, because we truly think that if you want to digitize your or do a transformation journey with your business, you really need to have the citizen developer at the right level to make that change. So we are doing a lot on this front. One thing we are doing also as well is called decision science. So we've done the dashboard, we've done the Power BI, business intelligence, but now it's really bringing the data, the trending, and the forecasting and planning together, right? So it's what we call a decision science, really using statistical model to help the business to make decisions better. And that's where everything you see is within Dataiku. And that's why we have a very high confidence with this tool that it can help our business. Just to show you what's in the pipeline right now. So we built this ML model for our battery testing divisions in Gainesville in the US. So this is a battery testing. So battery testing for us is like, you charge up the battery, you let it run, and then you discharge it, and you go on cycles. And the cycles typically takes like 3 months, 6 months to a year, depends on the application itself. So one of the issue that we have, a lot of our technicians literally sit there and see, okay, plotting the graph, about 1,000 graphs, and looking for a blip. Because the blip is the anomaly in the testing itself. It could be calibration issue, it could be a product issues, or it can be anything. So in order to help our colleagues in getting this better, we built a machine learning model in Dataiku, obviously. Within, let's say, 2 months, we were kind of able to bring this into almost pre-production, so MVP, into the business with Power BI over here. And this is the blip we're looking for. So that little blip caused customer satisfaction issue. It caused a lot of technicians timing. Our technicians literally sit 3 to 4 hours per week per person just looking at that blip. So now we can detect it. we're not using the dashboard in Dataiku because in our organization, Power BI is the mainstream dashboarding. So that's why we built this in Power BI. At the same time, because we also built this in Power BI, we are also very good with Power Automate. So there's a bit where we can integrate to do the feedback loop. So now we can say, in this file, there's a blip here, has the model actually correctly detected the anomaly? If it's yes or no, that's where we update the status, and it goes back again. So we're running this MVP for the next 3 months. If this is good in terms of performance, we think it's great, we're going to roll it out. And we're going to roll it out to our Detroit labs, our Korea labs as well. So this is, again, one of the use case that Element is building. Again, just within 2 months, once we get Dataiku. But in the past, right, if we do this, we're talking about infrastructure, setup, servers, the different environment. But now it's all right here. Yeah.
And we only had one data scientist working on this, not a team. Okay, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's a lot more proof of concept we're trying to build. So as part of my role, I'm trying to get more use case within Element. We're trying to build as much as we can, get the credibility out to the rest of business to say, hey, you know what, we got a great tool. You want to experiment something, come to us. We can help you with that. We almost want to be like the center of excellence kind of role to say, we will train you, we'll give you the environment. This is a great sandbox, just come in and use it, right? And then we got support from Dataiku and really kind of push these digitalizations or democratizations.
We want to try and build our data community out there and to get as much people involved and have like truly democratize, as people keep talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of our strategy as well. So, and Dataiku really helps in that sense.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this is our journey, really. I mean, and that's the last slide. Any questions, anyone? Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
No questions. Yeah.